Did they officially ban IVs?
Yeah.
They did. Why is that?
Did.
Because they don't want you to mask drugs. So they drug test you after weigh-ins. They'll drug test you after your fight. And there's been a lot of science behind like people can flush fluids out of the body by
Is that a real thing?
by
Really?
doing like lot of water to make
You have no idea.
to make your urine clear to where they can't find drugs.
Why do you say that, Frank?
Bro, because I was on the road one day and I met a guy who was really mad at my brother. And I says, well, what's your beef, man? And he goes, well, listen, he would have never passed his steroid test without me. And I go, listen, I don't know you, but what's up? And he goes, I'm so mad at your brother. And I go, well, what's the deal? He goes, I did all of his urine. And I go, what?
Frank, we're on live.
I know, but I'm just, this happened to me. I'm traveling on my journey. I meet a man. He's a doctor. And he tells me these things. And I go, oh, that's interesting. And he's like, yeah, I replaced all of his urine. That's why he passed these tests. And then he says,
one round of applause for Frank.
Then he says he won't pass the next one.
Wow.
I guarantee it. And then he didn't. And then I was like, oh, maybe this guy is speaking the truth. I don't know this guy. I met him on the road. Seemed like a lovely guy.
Rom O MMA says, TJ, there's no way an IV is clearing like abusive levels of use of any testable substances.
Well, I'm not saying anyone's doing anything abusive, but yeah, it will. I mean, that's why they did it.
Yeah.
It will definitely like clear it out of your body. I mean, that's why like all these Tour de France guys, like they'll travel around with doctors and they got IVs, they're blood doping. Like USADA is very good at what they do. And they show up at your house at 6 a.m. They drug test you. It's like they know, like that's why they don't want you taking IVs. So
got it.
That is true.
TJ, there's one more question before we move on to the next fight.
Yeah.
This is coming from Gecko Kid Marco. This is for Frank and for TJ. Frank, I'll start with you. He says, should a manager or does a manager or coach tell you what division to fight at, or does the fighter decide?
Ooh, that's a good one. For me, I always made my decisions. Like for me, I was like, listen, this is where I feel comfortable. This is what I weigh. This is what I feel. And this is what I'm going to do. And so I relayed that to my coaches. They had opinions, but
who were the coaches at the time you would relay that to?
Javier Mendez, Tony, my general coaches. But, like this is what I say to all fighters. If it doesn't feel right, if it doesn't work for your body, it's not for you. Do something else. Like find your thing and then convince your coaches that's your thing. Yeah. And I came from a time when we didn't have the knowledge. So half of my job was convincing coaches, hey guys, this is my thing. This is what I feel good at. And then it would both release them and then release me to sort of pursue that. Yeah. But when it was something I didn't like, I'd be like, coaches, I don't like this.
But the reason why you knew where you wanted to compete is because you competed your whole life.
Indeed, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I wrestled my whole life. And so and throughout my wrestling career, I had coaches kind of guide me in the right direction. And then you're like, oh, that does feel better.
Yeah, but you know your size. Yeah. You know you.
Yeah.
And so in my opinion, like to your question, like if coach comes to me and says, I want you to fight this weight or this way, I'm going to say, hey, this is my weight. This is where I'm most comfortable. This is where I think I'll excel. And then,
but I say that because I'm working with a high school Del Oro right now, and they have kids that want to cut a little bit too much weight than they need to.
Sorry, real quick, you're coaching high school wrestlers right now?
Yeah, I'm helping out at Del Oro High School.
Amazing.
Yeah,
continue.
Yeah, so there's these kids that always want to cut a little bit more weight because they think it's going to be a little more successful. The weight's going to be. They want to be that weight bully that you're talking about, right? But in turn, it's actually going to hinder their performances. And sometimes they do need a coach that's been around, that has seen it, or maybe a professional athlete like myself to say like, hey, you'd actually be better if you went up a weight class, right? Yeah. So when you're inexperienced, you do need to lean on those coaches that have been around. But when you become experienced, like we have been throughout our life, then we'll decide what weight we want to go. But when you put the faith in the right coaches and the right people guiding your career, hopefully they can see from the outside in, like, hey, that weight cut's not going to be good for you.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, coaching is everything. And then, to your point, brother, if you're an athlete, the first thing you should do is know your body.
Yeah.
And then as you know your body, you go, oh, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do that. So then when a coach comes and says, hey, I like this, you already have an opinion.
Yeah.
Because you know your body. If you don't know your body, you're going to do whatever anyone tells you, and you're not going to, be in control of that.